Weather forecasters are observing two developing systems in the Atlantic. Nana and Omar may be the next two tropical storms to follow on the heels of Hurricane Laura. The National Hurricane Center has identified two areas of potential tropical storm development. The next two names on the storm list are Nana and Omar. We are currently in the peak of the hurricane season, which will last from August 20 through to early October. Although the remnants of Hurricane Laura are still drenching parts of the eastern U.S., there are already concerns about more storms that may be stirring in the Atlantic Ocean. The Hurricane Center has identified two areas for potential tropical storm development, one in the central Atlantic and the other which is located in the eastern Atlantic Ocean. Both tropical areas of development have a 30% chance of development within the next 5 days. For the one that is in the central Atlantic Ocean, the Hurricane Center has mentioned that there exists some gradual development of this system, and this is possible during the next several days while it moves westward at about 15 miles per hour towards the eastern Caribbean islands. Or the second area of tropical development, which is located in the eastern Atlantic Ocean near the Cabo Verde Islands. Forecasters believe that some development of this system is possible early next week when it begins to move slowly westward over the eastern and the central tropical Atlantic Ocean. Should these two systems develop into named storms, which would be Nana and Omar, then these storms would get names when their sustained winds reach 39 miles per hour. During the peak hurricane season, which lasts from August 20 through to early October, with the pinnacle being September 10th. However, this season has flouted climatology with many more storms than average. 7 of this season's 13 storms have made landfall in the United States. These include hurricanes Isaias, Hannah, and Laura. That's a new record for United States landfalls that have been made by hurricanes by the end of August. Casters are also watching 2 additional areas. So currently as it stands, there are 4 areas to watch for tropical storm development in the Atlantic as we go into September 2020. 4 disturbances are being watched for tropical storm development this week. An area of low pressure off the East Coast could become a tropical depression by midweek. 3 other areas are being watched for possible tropical development from the Caribbean straight to the eastern Atlantic. We are currently watching 4 disturbances for tropical development as we move into the peak month of the hurricane season. The areas extend from the United States East Coast to the Caribbean and the eastern Atlantic. An area of low pressure is expected to develop off the southeast coast early this week. This system could slowly form into a tropical depression by the middle of the week as it tracks northeastward. This track will take the system away from the east coast and will not bring any significant direct impacts to land. The next named storms will be Nana, then Omar, and later Paulette. Tropical wave is located in the eastern Caribbean and is also being tracked. This system is moving quickly westward to the Caribbean and is beginning to show signs that an area of low pressure could be forming. If this organization of the tropical system persists, then a tropical depression may develop over the next 2 days. Regardless of development, the system will track towards Central America and Yucatan in the week ahead. Areas such as Jamaica, Honduras, Belize, Guatemala, and the Yucatan should monitor the progress of this disturbance. We will also be looking at a pair of tropical waves in the central and eastern Atlantic for development this week. These 2 systems are far from land and show only slow development, and this is what is expected at this time. It is way too early to determine whether either of these two systems will eventually grow into a tropical depression or a tropical storm. It is also too far out in time to know whether either of them may affect any land areas in the future. At this time, we are experiencing the peak time of the year for hurricane season, so it is not weird to be tracking multiple disturbances for development. September is the peak month of hurricane seasons, and the most active day of the year is around September 10th. Roughly 3/4 of the Atlantic hurricane season since 1966 have had at least one active named storm on September 10th. Also, 50% of all seasons have had at least one active hurricane on September 10th as well. There is no guarantee that every September 10th will have Atlantic named storms. However, there is an overlap of favorable factors in early mid-September, including ocean water reaching its highest temperatures and the atmosphere's ability to generate thunderstorms hitting its peak, hostile shearing winds declining to a minimum, and a parade of disturbances known as tropical waves acting as seeds for development that, while peaking in July, are more numerous in September. Tropical storms and hurricanes can form just about anywhere in the Atlantic Ocean at this specific time of the year. Laura was the first major hurricane to make landfall for the Atlantic hurricane season. It barreled into the western areas of Louisiana with 150 miles per hour winds early Thursday morning. It is one of the strongest hurricanes on record to hit the United States. Laura was blamed for 6 loss of life in Louisiana. Hurricane Laura rapidly intensified by a remarkable 65 miles per hour in over 24 hours on August 26th. That ties Hurricane Carl of 2010 for the fastest intensification rate in the Gulf of Mexico on record. The Atlantic hurricane season officially lasts from June 1 to November 30th. The common source of tropical storms begins to shift from tropical waves in the first half of the month toward cold fronts and other low-pressure systems late in the month of September. With 13 tropical storms on record already, there is forecast for more storms to come. They are forecasting 6 to 12 more tropical storms, which may include 3 to 7 more hurricanes. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember to keep a lookout for these storms. Stay safe.